Alright, so we're going to go over some of the lobes now. So up front, you have your frontal lobe, followed by your parietal lobe, which we have up there. And then following that, we have our temporal lobe, which will be right, at the temple. So that will be right there. You have your temporal lobe. Following that, we have our occipital lobe on the back right there. Then we have our gyrus and our sulcus, the gyrus being the peak, sulcus being the valley. So I'm pointing those out right now. So this is our longitude fissure, holding it together so you can kind of see. There we go, now it's in focus. And so that longitude fissure, that is, it'll just trace down the middle of the brain. So just trying to get those pieces together so you can kind of see where it would be. But yeah, so it just slides right down the middle. I'd already cut it though, but it's just right there. Is that longitude fissure. And then following that, we'll have our cerebral hemisphere, which we just have over there. So alright, so first up we have our cerebellum. Then we have our, followed by our pons, and then our medulla oblongata, then we'll have our olfactory bulbs, and that is our olfactory bulbs up here, followed by our olfactory tract, then we'll have our optic nerves, and our optic chiasm, and then our cerebral peduncle and hypophysis. We have our ocular motors down from this side, so we're going over our nerves now. So we'll start from the front and go to the back. So we have our ocular motor, our trochlear, then our trigeminal, then our abducen. The cerebrum is kind of the whole brain, which is why I'm kind of holding my hand there. Then we'll have our corpus callosum, the first one. Oh, that's cerebrum. That's what I'm showing. The front, the whole, the structure. So that's cerebrum. Then we'll have our corpus callosum. Then our fornix is also up there, as well as the lateral ventricle. Then our intermediate mass of thalamus, so that'll be right over. Then we'll have our cerebral peduncle. Thalamus. And next up we'll have our pons, which we've pointed out in another part of the video, but from a different angle we'll have our pons. And then we'll follow that with the medulla oblongata next to it. Then we'll have our, next up we'll have our fourth ventricle. So this kind of takes a little bit to see from this angle, but we'll have our fourth ventricle in there. Then our corpora quadrimina. Then we'll have our cerebellum, and then our pineal body. And that'll about wrap that up.